More founders than you think fail not because they ran out of capital, but because they didn't deploy the capital they did have in a strategic way. In other words, they didn't use their money as a weapon. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, but I've been hesitating for whatever reason, but I'm actually really glad that I did, because now I have the perfect real world example to share with everybody watching this. As I'm recording this, I just got back from the PGA Show and I witnessed an absolute masterclass from one of the teams and founders I'm lucky enough to work with, the team behind CHIP'd. If you've been following along on my socials at all, you will know that they absolutely killed it. They won awards, closed major deals, created new partnerships, and even closed new capital the day before the show. That is something absolutely unheard of in my world, where normally all the heat happens afterwards, but they did such a good job of building the momentum up front. They got really creative and really strategic with what they were doing. One example is that the co-founder Josh wanted to have a big wow moment at the show. So they could have just purchased a booth and kind of done what everybody else does, a silkscreen background on a aluminum frame, but no. Josh took it upon himself, because he's one crafty dude, and actually built the booth back home, special lighting, TV screens, the whole thing, mocked it up, and then broke it down and shipped it there and rebuilt the whole thing. They were in the inventor spotlight and they just blew everyone away, not only with the size of their footprint, but just the quality of their presentation. The energy was different. Another great example is often first-time presenters at the show get real skimpy with the team, 2 or 3 people just pulling all-day shifts to just make it happen. But Josh going to the show in a couple other incarnations, along with bringing people like myself on board to help them navigate, we knew exactly what this booth and what this presentation needed to be. So we brought a very sizable team, got a big house, and made it happen. It made a world of difference to have that level of energy around the booth, as well as just creativity in the marketing. In short, it was a massive swing that they took, and it more than paid off. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, who the heck is this guy? I built a coaching application called CoachNow over a 13-year period. It was the #1 coaching app in the world, and we got it acquired twice. The reason I bring that up is that even though I just mentioned an absolute masterclass on how to use money as a weapon, I, someone that ran a company and got it acquired and had investors and board members, etc., often operated from a place of fear. We didn't take the same tactics, and it's one of my biggest regrets. Often you're surrounded with way too many opinions and way too many people trying to hold too tightly to those purse strings, but it is imperative that you use the capital that you have, you send it out, as Kevin O'Leary would say on Shark Tank. You send out $1 and you want it to bring back prisoners. You want it to bring back thousands of dollars. The only way that you can do this is to get comfortable with making these strategic bets and not being someone that has to hold on so tightly to the little bit of resources that you have. Another great example of this, of somebody that's doing it right, is my dad. He's been a restaurateur for over 40 years, and I'm still helping out with the business on the techie side. And one of the things he shared with me the other day is that the restaurants around them in their local area, and this is gonna be the same all across the world, when business starts to slow, they start to contract. They start to spend less. They go, oh, well, we can't afford marketing. And that is the absolute kiss of death. That's the wrong way to think about it. You can either reserve all those resources and not spend and just die a slow death, or you can spend your way out of it. So as we wrap up here, every real win that I've seen, including the ones that I've missed, came from committing resources at the right moment. Again, not spending recklessly, spending decisively. If you're not using money as a weapon, you're gonna lose to somebody else that is. See you next time.